It's Bizzaro land. I can't tell you why rappers always say I'm out here, right? Because how is a woman supposed to just straight up tell you I'm interested in paternalism? I'm attracted to the modalities by which we store calories. And I'm motivated by security a little superficially. I'll confess. I'll admit it. I'll admit that I'm fertile. Then if you need to fucking protect. Okay. So she can't be like that, and she can't tell you that. And then you have to ask yourself with all, if she's totally ecstatic over hoopla, then you have to ask yourself, is she, because like you could call it a fault that women are motivated by security, but then you look back and you say, is she really motivated by security? Like, I don't know. I can't tell you. That's my answer, right? I don't know, and I can't tell you. And then does she know how to store grains? I'm not grain, but does she know how to collect and store calories? Basically having a business in your name. And this is off a No Jumper interview, okay? And I don't even know really who those people were. It was just automatically randomly selected, recommended, whatever. No Jumper came after I watched the video, right? And it made me remember the Tooted and Booted song and how it's something to do with apologia or something. Like we like non-apologetic, right? You know what I mean? So, like a value, like that's a value these days you like, right? And then we want to study you if you're not apologetic. We're interested in, wow, who's not apologetic, unabashed, like, because because we subconsciously know that there's no punches being pulled on some levels, on metaphysical level. There's no punches being pulled at all, dude, at all. You'll lose neuroplasticity. And you won't even trip, like it's not even a problem. That's not a problem, but you have an ordeal. You just gotta eloquate the ordeal, make it go away. Oh, hound you. It's gonna hound and follow you around, like, because you have to stand outside and outside from yourself and look at the work, and it's like a philosophy. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's like you're getting out of your own way. And that's what you were trying to do all the time. It could be something as simple as just being a straight up guy, nothing more. So if we want to check each other in the hood, if we want to say, you know what you did, don't say we know what you did and everything. You're like, oh, that, explain emasculation, explain that. It's like you got to stop saying snitches, ditches, and all that shit. Because you're losing the whole meaning in many ways. You want to let the precedent for paternalism fall into the fucking hands of some bottom of the fucking low tier of the game, pimping, right? It's all this atomic, what's it called? Autonomy that you want. It come from understanding that how slaves are made and how people become whores. Because what's really wrong, there's really nothing wrong with being a whore on someone. You know what I mean? Don't front, because if you want to be initiated into astronomy, right, then it's going to require a harlot. You're going to have, it's the rainmaker. The harlot is the rainmaker. I'm getting out of my own way because there's Devashonic planes that are more interesting than, it's funny walking around that you haven't figured it out yet. That could be funny, right? It's a sense of humor. How are you supposed to, describing it, it just seems like think that's how to get pussy. If it's like, oh, you think you say that, you're going to get pussy. But in the same time, it's like when you see what it is, you realize you were positioning yourself to get some, because you're like, I don't want to be negative about coochie. I just didn't want, did I know that I didn't want to be negative about coochie? Because you emasculate. Only way to put that back together is with the wavelength being put back together, right? So it would stress you to no end if you can't put the wavelength back together but couldn't talk about anything else. And then it might not be your fault if you emasculate or something. Maybe you gotta stress a concern. Wow. How are you gonna do that if they lose neuroplasticity? What the fuck? Exactly what you're gonna say. What the fuck? And so I just emasculated right now just to give you an example, right? I'm an example of emasculating right now. You know, because like, you could still get up in them. I could still get, like, if you're in that situation, this is hypothetical, you could still get up in them jeans. You would still be on the way to getting up in the jeans and everything like that. You just got to sell them a dream. Sell them a dream. But is she storing calories? Because if she says you don't want to see her winning, right? If she can get to that point where she's like, oh, you don't want to see a woman getting ahead, right? It's going to come down to stepping on toes and shit. It's going to come down to stepping on toes and precedent losing layers of security, peeling them back like it's okay. Like you're cool with it. And that is going to be that's going to be what people chop it up about. It's going to be more interesting than any nigga. It's going to be more interesting than any swinging dick walking around. It's putting back together paternalism for the autonomy of the liberal arts, right? It goes all the way back to Mecca and Medina and back into South Africa before there was ever an Arab ever existed, before there was ever one of those Arabs. You know why there's a goddess swinging from the crescent moon, or standing on a leaf or a feather or the solar boat? Like, it's all the same goddess, right? You notice that? It's fertility, and paternalism, and the inner child is upholding the great mother, holding her up on the solar boat. Oh, everybody already knows. It's archetypal. It's archetypal. You wouldn't even have to be around for a second for you to know it. You just born and die, and you got it. You got it.